more golden bunnies. This place, I swear. This is like my 7th golden bunny here. Greetings, Terrarians, Khaios here. Today's video is something a little bit different. It's somewhere in between the Let's Play series and a normal build video. I'm on the Let's Play server right now to work on my building for the custom mushroom biome. But since it's on the Let's Play server, I'll need to do things like farming, crafting, and checking out the traveling merchant's inventory whenever he stops by. Speaking of which, BlueJT Gaming just sent me a message a minute ago telling me that the traveling merchant is here right now selling the celestial magnet, so I'm going to run over there real fast and purchase it. Blue went ahead and purchased the magnet for me without me asking, so I'm gonna give him a little reward here. Because that was really nice of him. He didn't have to do that. So there he goes. Red baby panda for Blue as a thank you. No, thank you, Blue. Let's get to base building. Also, money. Okay. So, I'm about to get to building, but first, I'm looking very, very colorful and not my normal self, and several of you in the comment section suggested that I use the necro armor to make myself look like a cheap version of my normal appearance, which would be the spooky helm, since obviously we can't get that yet. So I went ahead and I crafted all of this up. Now I'm just going to wear it in the vanity slots because I'm obviously not playing range, I'm playing magic. I also, as you can see here, got some green dye. I went to the beach, I farmed some ink, and now I have green and black dye, and I'm going to just throw these on, and now we really have knockoff version Khaios. And I'm just going to dye these accessories as well, why not? And now we're looking more like our normal self, which is great. So thank you everybody in the comments that suggested I wear this armor. Honestly, I completely forgot about it, and it's so good to actually be able to look somewhat like myself again. I don't know what Blue thought he was doing with the geyser down there. I assume he was trying to trap me. It didn't work, and I just got a geyser that I can now research. Now it's time to build. First things first, I've decided that this cavern is way too small for my custom mushroom biome, so I'm expanding it out. Since I have an incredibly slow pickaxe at this point in the game, the easiest way for me to clear more space is with dynamite and bombs. The sticky versions make it even easier, and it's a no-brainer since I'm currently swimming in a ton of gel. Opening up the cave flooded the floor with a bit of water. None of us have received a sponge from fishing quests yet, and the water is already on the floor, so I can't use the lava chest technique as easily, so instead I duplicate some empty buckets to remove the water, which I'll end up trashing when I'm done. Next, I go around the room, filling the edges with blocks to make the cave walls look smooth and more natural looking. I block swap any dirt, clay, mud, and ore into stone because I plan to have the majority of the cavern look like it's been made out of rock with small pockets of mud and mushroom grass growing around various parts of the edges. I also plan to have only a couple of entrances and exits into my base, so I work on closing off all unwanted tunnels, further giving this biome a more secluded feeling. At the top of the cavern, where I plan to place the main entrance, I create a slight slope within the rocks. This isn't necessarily part of the cavern design, I just happened to notice that a lot of bunnies and squirrels were spawning in that tunnel and they were unable to walk up the path and fall into my cavern. Since I've been capturing them to sell for easy gold while I build, I thought that giving them a smooth path to walk up so they could fall down into my base would be a good idea. Eventually, I want to make a high-tech building at the cave entrance that will match the first house thematically, so I won't be detailing any part of this cave entrance right now. I'm not going to be doing any of the tech buildings today, as I want to focus on getting the custom mushroom biome built instead. Once all of the unwanted paths are closed off and the walls, floors, and ceilings are smoothened out, I start creating a couple of additional platforms to build on. These will vary the cave design a little bit, giving layers to the cave, which I can build mushrooms on top of so that there isn't just one massive open area in the center of the cavern. I have one such stone shelf to the right, one to the left, and one floating in the middle towards the ceiling. Okay, so we're ready with the platforms that I'm going to be building upon, and mostly what I've done, besides shaping the terrain and expanding the cavern quite a bit over here, is actually catching critters. You can see we have a party bunny here because there's a party going on right now. I actually went and checked out that traveling merchant as well. Nothing of interest this time around, but I have been catching a lot of normal bunnies down here. Even though normally they wouldn't spawn in the cavern, apparently during a party they will. So up next I need to work on holy bunny. Up next I need to work on getting all of the grass placed and mud so that we could start converting this into a mushroom grass biome. I might add some more floating bits depending on how much mushroom grass I have. In order to turn this into a biome, I don't want to go too nuts with the floating rocks because I'm going to build some large custom mushrooms in here as well, and I don't want to take up too much space with that. And speaking of the floating rocks, right now this is the only one, but I'll probably be adding more. I'm going to make it look like they're attached to the ceilings or floors with some of these background walls that I have over here. So I'm just going to quickly jump. Well, I'm probably going to fast forward out of this party so I'm not distracted by shinies constantly, but I'm going to quickly jump to all of the mud placement. And while I do that, I just wanted to quickly thank everybody who had purchased channel merch that I had been selling for the past 2 weeks. And thank you all for tolerating my relentless advertising of it. This was my first attempt at selling anything, and I wasn't sure exactly how it was going to go. My goals and expectations were surprisingly crushed by you all, and the campaign was a huge success, so thank you all very much for picking up your merch. I've decided that I'm going to do this again in the future using some brand new designs. I'd like to do 1 or 2 sales a year just so I don't have to juggle selling merch year round, so the next sale will probably happen late fall. Let me know in the comment section if you have any designs that you would like to see show up in the next batch. I'm personally thinking that my dog Shino in a Christmas hat would be adorable. More golden bunnies. This place, I swear, this is like my 7th golden bunny here. Let me just tell you that I'm editing these time-lapse commentaries long after I finished recording the build, and I caught a ton of bunnies, squirrels, and other various critters. It might surprise you just how many I gathered throughout the day that I spent down here, and I plan to sell each and every one of them to help fund my shenanigans through this playthrough. So without jumping ahead and cheating, leave a comment right now telling me how much money you think I'll earn from selling all of the critters at the very end of the video. I'm curious to see how accurate your predictions are on the amount that I made. It is good to have a pylon working again. Man, I love being able to teleport to my base. Now, I don't know what Blue did to my bridge. Obviously, he shredded this thing in a lot of fog, and he was the only person on the server when I was working on the build, so I guarantee this is laden with traps. Ever since we got the mechanic, he's been itching to lay down some traps. So let me take a look at the grand design here and see what he has in store for us. Yes, definitely some sort of trap with, it looks like a pressure plate on the ends of the bridges. I'm gonna ignore this and we'll see if Fury notices. Sorry, this is going in my video, so if Fury watches it, I ruined your plan, Blue. Let's be honest, this is a very, very obvious trap. Any rate, let's go to my mushroom biome and take a look. And things are looking nice and mushroomy right now, and I'm really enjoying not only the amount of bunnies and squirrels that I'm getting here, and you know, gold because of it, but I'm really enjoying the atmosphere of this. So what I'm going to be doing next is working on background walls and getting some other foliage set up. Now, I'm hoping that vines will grow from these upper segments over time. I do want to place down some pools of water in places, and I need to work out exactly how that's going to go so that I could get some of the, I guess they're kind of like cattails, but mushroom growing out of the water there as well. And over here to the left, I want to build another NPC house and possibly move one of these 3 NPCs over to it so that I can keep the pylon further to the left, because right now this is about as far as it can go, or it might be even right here. It can't go all the way over here, and I would like to have the pylon be inside of a building in a containment unit of some sort, as if they're studying it specifically. I'll save that for another day, but what I'm going to be doing next is just laying down all of the background walls all around this place, and then possibly working on some other decorations. So I was just on my way to the graveyard biome to craft some ivy vine wall when suddenly I got a rain song. Fantastic. I love all the new musical instruments added to the game. And oh, I just walked right by the graveyard in my excitement. But that's so cool. I've not seen that drop yet. That was a really pleasant surprise. I'm going to make sure I hold on to that one. Probably going to stash it in my base. And now the background walls for the area are done, I also went ahead and grew several gem trees on these patches of stone. I wanted to kind of combine the cavern feel with the underground mushroom feeling. I don't like it to be entirely mushroom, and so I had these patches of stone, and to me it just made sense to throw some gem trees in here as well. I only used the diamond, amethyst, and sapphire trees as I felt the other ones might not be as good of a fit. So on the map, as you can see here, all of the background walls have these veins of blue running through them. So what I decided to do here, and it might be pretty subtle for you to see, is I took some of this ivy stone wall and I used some sky blue paint and I ran it through the blend of stone walls that are in the background that have been painted gray. Now these pop out blue. It's mostly for the effect that it has on the map, but you can see them in game, and I wanted to make it look like there was some actual, I guess, mushroom grass growing through the stone in the background as well. I had considered and experimented around with using the mushroom grass wall, and while I do like the glow of it, I didn't really like the texture of it all that much. So I decided not to use that one, and I experimented around and I was really happy with this in the end. It's just a shame I have no way to make it glow. That said, I'm going to start placing decorations around, and I might use some of this furniture from the mushroom set because the light sources glow a little less dark than the grass does, which makes it a little less harsh on the eyes. I'm going to light this place up in various different ways, including this, and it also helps you see these little veins of blue ivy, or I'm gonna just call them mushroom grass, on the background walls. So up next, I'm going to just start placing around a bunch of different mushrooms, including the dye ones, some mushroom furniture, and we'll just get this place filled in. So I've placed all of the lamps and lanterns and light sources around from the mushroom set. I did decide not to use any of the tables or the workbenches. I felt like they were a little too rigid for this kind of natural feeling. They do look like mushrooms, but not good enough, in my opinion, to be used as a natural setting like this. As you can see here, all of the stems of these glowing mushroom light sources that I placed kind of have these twists and turns to them, and the tables and workbenches do not, so I decided not to do that. I'm going to keep placing decorations, but what I'm going to be doing here is using things like orange bloodroot and teal mushrooms and green mushrooms and blueberry bushes, all with sky blue paint, right? Yeah, sky blue paint. And I wish that I could do things like strange plants, but unfortunately in 1.4 you can't obtain strange plants until hard mode. And obviously we're not there yet, so I'm just going to go through and place a bunch of these plants really quickly. Now this is probably where I should start talking about subscriptions again. We're over 3/4 of the way to our next milestone of 200,000 subscribers, most of which were gained in the past 2 months alone, and I'm massively thankful for that. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already subscribed, and if you enjoy these videos, please consider subscribing. It helps you get notified when I upload a video, and it keeps the algorithm's attention on my channel, which really helps keep this ball rolling. If you're already subscribed, consider hitting the notification bell. This helps you get notified as soon as I upload, because sometimes YouTube doesn't do it for subscriptions alone. And thank you all very much for helping my channel out. I have spent literally hours in here trying to get mushrooms and vines to grow with absolutely no luck. I've got 1, 2, 3 large mushrooms grown, 0 vines. Now that's what's weird. I can't seem to get vines to grow down here at all. I cranked up the speed to times 24 and I slept in the bed so that time was passing by. Literally hours turned into seconds, as you can see here, how quickly time goes by, and I still can't seem to get any vines to grow, and I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong with the trees. There's 5 blocks of mushroom grass in space and some space above, so there should be mushrooms growing, but there's not, and I have no idea why vines aren't growing. I can't even get the jungle grass vines to grow down here. So if you guys know why, can you let me know in the comments, and I'll try and get those growing, because I think it would be a really nice ambient feature for this biome. I would normally do it in T-Edit and just not deal with the hassle, but since this is a multiplayer server, I'm not quite sure what to do about it. For now, I'm just going to move on to the next step of this, because I've already spent a good 6 or 7 hours working on this particular build today, and I need to go to bed soon. So I'm going to finish this up, and what I'm going to be doing is taking some actuators, which of course I don't have on me right now. Hold on. And I'm going to make gigantic mushrooms, like one right here, and then on top of these mushroom blocks that have been white painted and actuated, I'm going to make a custom cap. And the cap is going to be made out of marble block and marble wall with some gem spark behind it to make it glow. And I'm going to paint these to make them look similar to these glowing mushrooms right here. Now, if you haven't seen how to build these, I do have a tutorial out on that, and I will leave a link to that video in the description below, so be sure to check that out. So I'm going to actually do all of that off camera and just get this wrapped up real quick so I could head off to bed. Whew, what a long day that was. I have finished building this area out, except for the vines. Now, if you can let me know in the comments why you think they're not growing. I think there might just be a bug, because I can't get this to grow in single player, and I can't get it to grow on the server either. I tested it out on a single player world as well, just to see if maybe it was a server issue, and I couldn't have any luck there, but I could get the vines to grow on the surface, just not underground, which sounds like a bug given that the underground mushroom areas spawn with these vines. So I'm gonna think it's a bug, unless you all let me know that I'm just being dumb and I'm doing something wrong. So yeah, let me know if you know why these vines aren't growing here. But other than that, this area is done for now. I plan to do a whole lot with this base area. This is just the foundation. I've got this small tiny little house thing over here. I'm going to build another one over here, maybe another one over here, over there. I might even do a tunnel off to the right and make more expansions. I'm going to make this as big as I can go without, I guess, getting too close to the pizzeria down there. But yeah, this will grow and expand over time. This is all I'm going to do for today, and it gives you a feel about how I'm going to be handling these custom mushroom biomes. I like to do a mix of stone and mushroom, and I'd like to have more of these naturally growing ones, but I didn't have a whole lot of luck with that. And then some of these custom big ones as well. Now this place, as I've said, is a massive farm for these critters, and let me just say, I have been working on this area for probably about 7 hours today, a lot of that being AFK trying to get the vines to grow, or experimentation trying to figure out why the vines aren't growing. And during that time, I have captured a lot of critters. Now let me just show you what we've got going on here. This is what I've captured. So let me just stack and sort these. And this actually gives you a pretty good idea of how things spawn here. Obviously, rabbits spawn far more frequently than squirrels do on average, which is interesting, with the amethyst squirrel being pretty clearly the least spawning of these critters. I even got 5 gold bunnies, which is absolutely insane, and a whole bunch of stuff going here. What I'm gonna do real quick is just sell all of these critters and see how much money I get from it. 100 bunnies. I've had probably about 3 or 4 parties today, because I kept speeding up time trying to get the vines to grow. So whenever a party's going on, even though normally we only get these gem bunnies and squirrels down here, when there's a party going on, the normal bunnies will spawn down here with their little party hats, which is why I've got 100 of those as well. So, okay, this is it, I promise. I'm not gonna get any more than this tonight. I'm gonna finish this up. Let me pull out my money trough right there. Let's deposit the money I've got here. And of course, well, let's turn that into silver and then deposit that. And let's find out how much we get. So this guy's happy, you could tell, because he's selling the pylon, which means we're gonna get a little bit more gold for this. 4 gold there. 2 gold there, 5 gold there. 6 gold, 6 gold. Ugh, this is gonna be so much gold. 5 gold bunnies, 62 gold. I love it. What else? 4, 3, 3, 3, 6, 4, 6. I might actually just hold on to those for bait. So, all in all, we gained 1 platinum and 40 gold, almost 41 gold, from all of the critters that I got today while just building this custom mushroom biome. That's absolutely insane. I love it. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll catch you all tomorrow with a brand new build video, and then I'll catch you all next week with more of the Let's Play series. If you guys enjoy the series, please let me know by leaving a like and a comment, and please consider subscribing to my channel. It really helps me out. Until next time, I'll catch you all later. Happy building.